Dear children, welcome back to science class. Today we are going to study about light, shadows and reflection in chapter number 14. In this chapter we are going to understand about light and its sources, how light travels and how shadows are formed. What is reflection? How it occurs in our environment or in our surroundings, and difference between images and shadows. In this part 1 of chapter number 14, light, shadows and reflection, we will be studying about light and its sources, how light travels and shadows. Children, you know that when we enter in a dark room or when there is power cut off, we are completely blind and unable to see the things around us. Why? Because because of light we are able to see the things around us. When light falls on the object and the reflected light rays reach our eyes, the sensation reaches to our brain and we are able to see and identify things, right? During daytime, there is no problem in seeing things around us as sun is there, the huge source of light energy, and it makes the things visible around us. But at night time, either we use electricity or we use candles, lamps, etc. So children, let's discuss about the property of light. Light travels in straight line, about which I will explain later in this video, and it travels very fast with approximate speed of 3 lakhs kilometer per second, and it takes approximately 8 minutes to reach the surface of the earth. It travels in the form of both waves as well as particles. And like sound, it does not require any medium to travel. It means sound needs a medium to travel through, but light does not. Let's now find out about different sources of light. Yes, you can see that bulb is one of the source of light. In daytime, we have sun as the source of light. In nature, there are other sources of light such as fireflies, glowworms. Yes? So these naturally occurring substances which give out their own light are called luminous object and natural sources of light. But the bulb which is artificially made by men are called man-made sources of light. Now the question comes, so moon is also a source of light? No, because it does not emit its own light, but it reflects or emits the light which falls on its surface. That is, the light from the sun falls on the surface of moon and it is visible. Such objects are called non-luminous objects. Now children, you must be curious how we are able to see moon during night when there is no sun. Yes, the sun is there on the other side of the earth where there is day. So the moon receives partially the sunlight and reflects that light towards us, and it is visible to us even during night time. Now the question arises how it happens. It is due to reflection. Although you are going to study about this topic in higher classes, let us understand. When you throw a ball towards wall, it will be bounced back towards yourself. Similarly, when light rays fall on opaque or shiny surface, they are bounced back or reflected. This phenomenon is called reflection. You are able to see the image in the mirror because shiny surface of it reflects almost all the light towards our eyes and we are able to see and identify image. Now the smooth surfaces and rough surfaces reflect light differently. On the rough surfaces, light is scattered. This helps us to see the things even if they are not directly exposed to light. Now, in this picture, you can see beautiful snow covered mountain and trees reflection in water because of this reflection of light. There is story of lion and a wise rabbit and also the story of greedy dog. All are based on reflection of light. And these teaches us moral values that are important in our life. So I advise you to read these stories. Now let's understand another property of light. This girl in the figure is trying to see through a straight pipe and the bent pipe. Can you tell me through which she'll be able to see? Yes, through the straight pipe. So, this was the simple experiment that you can also do at home, which proves that light travels in straight line. So, this property of light to travel in straight line is termed as rectilinear propagation of light. Now, here is another activity which you can do at home. Take three cardboards, make hole at the center, and with the help of torchlight, throw light through the holes. You will see that light is falling on the wall, right? If you will disturb any of this board, light will not travel through these holes. It proves that again the light travels in straight line. The straight line or the pathway of light can be represented by a ray. A beam of light thus consists of several rays. As you can see in the diagram, the torch is fitted inside the box, and when it is lighted, we can see the beam of light rays. Isn't it interesting to know that the light rays are invisible, but anything opaque that comes in its pathway becomes visible? Children, you are already aware how you can sort out the different types of objects. So, depending upon the passage of light, you remember how we classified the object? Yes, as transparent. These are the objects which allow the light to pass through them completely. Here you can see glass, lens, clear plastic, diamond, yes, water, air, all these are transparent object. So characteristics of transparent object are light can pass through them. They allow us to see through clearly on the other side of it and no shadow is formed. Okay, we will understand why no shadow is formed. Okay, but a little later. First, let's understand why diamond, glass, air, water are called transparent. As you can see in this glass, what is inside it? Yes, and you can also see through it. And in an aquarium, you can see the small fishes swimming. And in this ocean water, you can see big shark and the dolphin is visible to our eyes. Yes. Now this bird flying high up in the sky is also visible to our eyes. Then what is there between us and the bird? It is air. So air is also transparent. Now, can you see through this frosted glass? No. But we can see partially through it. Why we are able to see partially through it? because it is translucent. So objects which allow the light to pass through them partly are called translucent object, such as frosted glass, thin fabric, tracing paper, tinted glass, etc. are the translucent object. Let us understand why thin fabric and butter paper, frosted glass are translucent, because very little light passes through them and we are not able to see clearly through them, right? But we see partially. Now, what about those objects which do not allow the light to pass through them? What are they called? Yes, they are called opaque object, such as mirror, apple, brick, cups, tin cans, etc. They do not allow light to pass through them. So they all are the examples of opaque object. Now, what are the characteristics? No light passes through them. We can not see anything through these opaque objects, and a dark shadow is formed of these opaque object. Now, children, you must be clear about what are transparent objects, translucent object, and opaque object. You have three examples here. Yes. Now, here is another example to clarify if you have any doubt. You can see the face of the child through transparent object. You can partially see through translucent object, and through opaque object you can't even see the face of the child. Now this is the table which shows the difference between transparent, translucent and opaque object. Try to learn from here also. Children, you might have noticed a dark shape of you is behind you when you are playing outside in the ground during hobby period. Yes, it is dark in color. It resembles you. What is it called? Yes, it is called your shadow. So, shadow can be defined as the shape of an object which is formed when it comes between the pathway of the light. Right? So, let us understand the different properties of shadow. The size of the shadow depends upon the distance between the source of light and the object. So you remember, afternoon, your shadow is shortest, and in the evening and the morning time, your shadow is taller than your height. See in this picture. So you can say that this might be the shadow formed in the evening or in the morning. A shadow is always black or sometimes gray. And a screen is required to observe a shadow. Like you see, you can see that the shape of the shadow will resemble with the shape of the object. And very clear dark black color or gray color images formed by opaque object, but translucent objects images very indistinct, and transparent object do not form any shadow. So here is an activity. You need these material, and you take the two cardboards and cut it into two circular discs. Cut it with the help of scissor. Yes, and there is white paper you can cut. Then you paste both white paper and the cardboard with the help of Fevicol or glue. Then you can measure it with the help of scale and divide it into 7 equal parts. Then color it with 7 distinct colors. Yes, as shown in the figure. Then what you will do? You will attach a stick or a handle at the center and fix it tightly. Now hold it between your palms and move it very fast. What you will observe, you can mention in the chat box. Yes, I told during the WebEx class that this disc is called Newton's disc. And with the help of this small activity, although very simple but very important fact, that the white light of sunlight is made up of 7 colors. Now children, time for today's question. As you can see, the mirror is classified as opaque object although it is made up of glass. You have to mention in chat box why. Why clouds are translucent. Now children, it's time for you to explore and enjoy. I have found this. You can use your hands and make different types of shadows. Yes, you can see it's very interesting. And don't forget to tell me about your experience in the chat box with your roll number and class and section. Okay, bye bye.